What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Shayla and I'm the creator of JunkDrawerMom. I believe that hiding is overrated, so on this channel we talk about everything motherhood from practical to personal. So if you're new here, consider subscribing before you go. So today is the third episode in the series, my homeschooling series. Today we're actually going to be talking about extracurricular activities. Make sure you go check out the first two videos. The first one is why our family decided to homeschool. The second one is actually about the curriculum that we're using this year. So along with the curriculum, as I talked about in the previous video, we are doing really simple curriculum this year. The same goes for extracurricular activities. We are keeping it simple. Extracurricular activity number one, we're going to the park. The reason being is because going to the park, number one, it alleviates stress, it releases energy, and prevents me from yelling at them all the time. And so, especially now that it's not as hot, the parks aren't as crowded, I can actually take the kids to the park, they can burn energy, they can have fun. We know of a few little gyms in the area where some of the homeschoolers get together, so they have like a little nucleus of friends that they can play with as well. And then our community rec center has a homeschool open gym, so once a week the kids can go to the rec center and they can play basketball, they can do hula hoops, they can do all the stuff their little hearts desire with a bunch of homeschooling friends. This provides a social atmosphere for them, as well as, again, being able to burn energy. One of the things that I think some people underestimate about going to the park is that playing on playground equipment, by using the playground equipment, they're actually building their muscles, they are improving in hand-eye coordination and a lot of agility and mobility skills. So even for my younger two, Abigail and Nathaniel, who are 2 and 3, there are things that they can do and they're actually learning and growing as well. I can even turn games into learning. So that is another beauty of homeschooling as well. Another extracurricular activity that we are doing heavy this year is actually field trips. So we live in Maryland. We are extremely close to Washington, D.C. So I plan on taking them to all of the museums if I can. And then there are also smaller museums that are located within Maryland that I plan on taking them to. So because we only do school 4 days a week, I have 1 day a week that I can utilize if I so desire for field trips. I am a member of lots of different Facebook groups, homeschooling Facebook groups, where they will post different field trips or group outings that people are putting together. So that's really nice to have that little community of people and other families who homeschool, where my kids can get together and experience some of the things in the area. Another thing that our kids do is boxing. So our kids do boxing once a week. It provides them some self-discipline, and then it also helps them to learn how to defend themselves if the need were ever to arise, and also to defend their sister. And so I think self-defense is something that every kid needs to know, not to, hopefully they never have to use it, but it is good for them to know how to defend themselves, as well as for the self-discipline aspect. So part of the reason why I went with a free homeschool curriculum is so that we could save up money for extracurricular activities when the time arises. So what we are doing is, we look in our local rec center guide. They have one that comes out every season, and so I'll look for different cooking classes or science classes, or they have music classes, or they have coding classes, whatever the kids want, especially in some of the colder months where we can't go outside. That can kind of be their extracurricular activity, and we've saved money and budgeted money to be able to do those things. We've also looked into co-ops. I haven't found one that I quite like all the way, but I am searching for one, so that can also provide social relief, especially for Josiah because he is such a social child. There are plenty of things that you can do for your kids for extracurricular activities if they're homeschooled. My number one tip is to join your local Facebook group, because a lot of time, like I said, parents are posting things or putting group outings together. I've joined probably 5 or 6 in the area, and then some that are national wide. So it's really nice. Like, let's just say I was traveling to Pennsylvania and I was a member of the Pennsylvania group. I can join in there and say like, hey, I'm traveling to Pennsylvania. What are some good museums that I can check out? Or are there any deals in the area where I could take my kids to? So those are some of the perks of being members of some of these groups. You can kind of find some of the secret hidden spots that aren't advertised, or some that are cheap or free, because everybody likes cheap and free, or excuse me, affordable and free. So yes, so that is my number 1 tip for homeschooling extracurriculars, is to join a local Facebook group and find some things that are free, and then also to call some of these places that you're interested in taking your child to, because a lot of times they might give you a discount, or it might prompt them to be able to open their facility to homeschooled students. I think a lot of times homeschoolers can be forgotten about. So it's like either you're a teacher or you're a parent, but we're both. So that is the challenge of homeschooling, but it's also the beauty of homeschooling. That's all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions about homeschooling, leave them in the comment section below. I will do a Q&A episode at the end of this series. I'm going to answer all your questions. And yeah, don't forget, hiding's overrated. I'll see you next time.